All right, and here we go as the revs go up for Moto 2. Who's it going to be? The gate's down.
Jesse just turned right off the start.
Seemed like everybody just kind of banged off of each other. And some
this is a heck
ricochet.
Oh.
What? And somebody just cut the track. Chap.
And absolute chaos.
And he wasn't even in the top 5. It started going in second, so. I don't get some people's mindset sometimes. But it looks like he lost it all now, so we're good. But how about Hinks?
Pulling a burner of a first lap to get a little bit of a gap already. Oh, but he goes down. That's going to give J Hammer the lead.
Oh, and Chap running into the back room, going down. Chapstick. Yeah, J Hammer out front. It is nice to see Hinks doing well and mixing it up in these races. Maybe not as well as he'd like to, but he's a pretty heavy ranked player and one of the guys we rated a couple weeks ago, and he's been making an effort to try and get into some of these races.
And look who's in there in third, Neff, after an excellent race 1. Following that up with a great
J Hammer down. Yeah, J Hammer down, lagging to the lead. And Neff in second.
Sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're good. Neff in second, Willie in third. This is not what Blake wants right now. Neff looking like he can go after the win.
Lucky for Blake, he got a much better start this time around. He's in 4th place, technically behind J Hammer, but Cuts have him in front of him.
But I mean, I guess the good news is that Blake is in this top 5 as well. So our points contention, 1 point separating, and they're currently 2 and 4. So they're gonna make it interesting, give us a fight in this one.
Neff is coming up the catch and lagging for the lead. Might be a race.
Just gonna take the inside, try a different line, not quite there.
Yeah, Neff, like Lagan's definitely holding on strong, but Neff clearly has a little bit more pace than him as he goes right by him there. So Neff to the lead, Lagan in second. Blake is up to third here.
But he's got a couple guys still right on his tail. Willie, Jesse, and Chapstick all right there.
See if he can keep it on 2 and see if he has anything to say about Neff being out front. Lagan actually holding strong on him right now too. Looked like I thought he was going to kind of drop Lagan a little bit, but he's still right there. Just inching away from him. Have a good night, Reed.
Look at Blake. Blake finding some speed now. He's gapped the guys behind him, and he is slowly reeling. Not slowly. He is quickly reeling in Lagan.
Yeah, something tells me we're going to have a battle for this lead. Just a matter of time between Neff and Blake. There's our Moto 1 winner, Chubbs, sitting back in 8th. Jesse, that was giving him a run for a minute there, back in... Actually, he's back in 8th. Whoa, actually dropping on the field.
He's dropping heavy.
Yeah, Chubbs in 10th, Jesse in 12th.
Oh, and Blake goes off the track completely and goes down. That's going to hurt him pretty good there.
Looks like they began to get away from the rest of the field, though.
And Neff is starting to pull out a little bit of a gap on Lagan, up to 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, sadly our early race leaders, Hinks and J Hammer, back to 6th and 7th, but still hanging in strong. keeping it in the top 10. See if they can keep it there.
See if we got any good battles going on here. Following Chubbs right here. And he's got a good battle going on with Willie for 8th place right now. With Rye Guy, another one of our top guys from the first moto, a little bit further back than they were last time around.
And Schoolie, I'm not quite sure where he finished in the first moto, but I'm pretty sure he's one of our top 5 in points for this thing too. We're still in, so definitely looking to try and get some solid points in the second moto.
They're catching up to Jay Hammer here. They're really putting in the pressure, and Jay Hammer's going to go over the bars off the berm.
OTB for Jay Hammer. Oh, Chubbs with a big mistake. Is going to lose a couple positions. Willie and Rye getting back by him. Chubbs really was trying to hold his line there, but looks like he gave Mr. Rye Guy a little bump. Felt bad, put his hand up. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I was just ripping. Just ripping.
Looks like that. It looks like Blake actually got by Laggin finally. So
Sure
big
does.
move up there. Now can he kind of reel in that 6.5 second gap to Neff and make this a race?
Actually, kind of crazy to think how good Hinks is. I don't think he touched competitive racing like with the series and stuff until he came out to my series, because he was just prepping for outdoors, riding a bunch of ranked. So he really, all that grinding and ranked that he's been doing has definitely been paying off, because he's got some real raw speed on this game and has definitely got a future on this game.
Definitely. Ranked is a good way to do that. You get a lot of deform practice and things that really actually matter.
Yeah, I'd
This
say the only
testing's
thing
only gonna take you so far.
I'd say the only thing you're possibly missing on those at all is maybe dealing with some of these rough tracks until they actually put them in there.
Yeah.
Like, don't be wrong, some of those tracks are rough, but they're never quite ARL rough.
Yeah, definitely not.
Having a really strong battle with Willie here, Hinks and Willie going at it.
Chubb's right there as well, so being ready to pounce on any mistake from these two.
Oh, and Hinks dropping his front end over that little wall roller there and going over the bars to allow Willie and Chubbs to get away from him. And also going to allow Schoolie to get the close in and get the pass on him. Oh, and then Schoolie makes a big mistake and goes down there. Oh, Hinks right back by. And then Colin, who was riding in second for most of that first moto, sitting back in 7th place.
And Jesse, who is up there for a good bit of that first moto, he's all the way back in 11th right now.
Yeah, I feel like his setup works great for him when he's dealing with Noe Road and ripping, but for this track, it's definitely not working for him in the road. Just seemed like he began to have more and more problems as the track went away in that first moto. And it looks like he's still struggling in this second one with it. Hey, Evan, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
Another couple guys that were fighting up closer to the front in the first moto. Rye Guy's back in 13th, and Tyrone is in 15th right now.
How about Corrupts right now? These guys better watch out. Corrupts might be up on the pro scene soon. And he's got low hours, I'll tell you that. Picking it up quick.
He's definitely having himself a good race, sitting in 14th right now. Based off of timing and scoring, it does look like Blake's slowly chipping into that lead down to about a 5.5-second gap, but about halfway through the moto now.
Actually, I'll take a look back there a bit, take a look at some of my guys and whatnot, be a little bit of a biased streamer for a second, because they have had no camera time with how fast these guys are up front, and, you know, gotta give them a little bit of time, especially with Maseo always sending me in new kits, which that thing looks fire, by the way.
I mean, you got two of them right next to each other right now, so.
Yeah, Husky and Maseo. I actually really like that kit that Maseo's got. It's all dirty right now, but it still looks cool. As for Husky, of course I like that stuff. I made that stuff.
Yeah, they got a good little battle between teammates going on right now, but Husky goes off the outside of that corner. I'm gonna lose a little bit of time there.
But they got a little bit of screen time and have a you know, they're close but not quite battling. And then Husky goes over the bars there. So let's go and see if we got an actual fight going on for position. And as I say that, Eggman and Rye Guy going at it here for 11th. And Rye Guy gonna go by on the outside. With that good old ET3 move, just around the outside, powering it on.
We got a good battle right now. Lagging and Colin are going back and forth a little bit right now, fighting over that 6th spot. And Chubbs and Willie also battling it out just in front of them.
Oh yeah, look at that. Really going for the gnarly scrub over that table. Like you could see, Lily purposely went for that edge low line, just went from one side of the table to the other. Thankfully, Chubbs wasn't next to him.
Chubb's doing a really good job right now for the most part, not following the same line as Willie, but keeping a good pace with him.
What's that? Some people actually have race etiquette? And racecraft?
Yeah, especially in a game where just one bump off a fallen bike can send you to the moon.
I feel like people
Really
don't realize
good,
I need to like actually search for a way around somebody, like, you know, like they talk about all the time IRL. You don't want to be sitting behind following. You want to try and search for some other lines and find your way around them, or hope for a mistake and not be behind them when it happens.
Exactly. Sometimes getting out of the rough and the worn down parts of the track can end up getting you faster than somebody, especially in some of these corners.
And these guys are still all really close though. Willie has gotten a little bit of away from Chubbs, but not by much. And then it is like a freight train. Willie, Chubbs, then Colin and Lagan.
Lagging is kind of falling off the pace just a little bit.
Chubbs closes back in on Willie a bit here. See if they have any trouble getting around this lapper. Oh, I actually didn't look like it. It actually didn't look like it was gonna affect Willie for a second, but then it did.
And that's kind of where the not following behind somebody, especially a slower rider, you don't want to get behind them in the same line, because if something does happen, you know, you're likely to get collected in it.
Keep an eye on Chap here. Make sure he's not actually trying to race our leaders and be a bad lapper.
Yeah, Chubb's getting into a lapper. Slowy.
So it is still Neff out front. Blake in second by 5.8 seconds. So 5 minutes, but 2 laps left in this thing. I wonder if he can manage to get closer or not. Neff is definitely holding on strong so far, though.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty much identical lap times in and out every lap, and
What are they hitting?
the gap hasn't changed since.
Yeah, I mean, I literally watched it go from like 8.3 something to 8.49. Like, it's such small increment changes. They're almost matching it identically. Oh, wait, no. He just got 8/10 right there. That last time, that last split.
Found something on that lap, that is for sure.
Looks like we might have a battle for third here shortly, as Chubbs and Willie seem to be catching Chapstick. Slowly but surely.
Oh yeah, Chubbs is catching him pretty quick here. It's looking like Chubbs is getting a little bit more speed in the corners.
Yeah, his
Probably a
setup's
little
definitely
bit.
working.
Yeah, he's definitely looking a little bit more comfortable in these rougher corners.
At least out of these three.
Yeah. Oh, mistake by Chapstick, and Chubbs is going to try to rail the outside to get around him.
Had actually
quite
kind of
enough.
missed, yeah, actually kind of missed the rut a little bit, messed him up, but he recovers strong and is already on Chapstick's rear wheel here. Looking up the inside, couldn't quite get it done.
He's gonna line this up. He's not gonna let this hold too much longer, because he knows Colin's right behind him.
Missing all that rough stuff, swinging a little bit wider and then cutting down. I love the, like, what I'm seeing from Chubbs with his line choices.
A little bit of contact there. Chapstick went over the berm, but Chubbs is gonna make that pass.
Here comes Colin. Where did he come from? I thought Willie was behind them. And now it's Colin looking to try and get around Chapstick. But didn't quite have the line and tried to send it in there anyway, but still manages to get around.
Yeah, a little bit of a physical race going on between these two.
And Colin gets
Keeping it
by.
up, too. Yep. And Willie now, and this is going to be a bad set of laps for Chapstick. So far,
Oh, Chapstick went down.
positions.
Allow
The
Willie by.
commentator curve. Looking at timing and scoring, looks like Neff has opened up that lead again to almost 10 seconds.
So that means that if things end the way they are, Neff is going to take that red plate away. But it will still be very close. If they finish the way they are right now, it'll be 2 points separating going into the final round.
You know, at that point, whoever beats the other in those two motos.
Yep, winner
will be
take
the
all.
champion. Oh, Chubbs over the bars after catching a weird kicker.
So it allows Colin to get by and Willie.
And then Willie over the bars hit a braking bump the wrong way.
What is Chap doing here?
It's good to see these lappers pulling out of the way.
Retired. Jesse
This is a
having
big turnaround.
a bit of troubles there. Oh, Jesse's a lap down.
Yeah, he has had a horrible race. He's back in 20th right now, and he just cut out that entire section of track.
He just cut? Oh man.
Oh, and he pulled in front of the riders. That is not ever okay. He just pulled out in the middle of the track as they were landing that jump and just sat in their way.
That's what I was wondering in the first place. When I saw there's a lap down, I was like, was he one of the people sitting on the side of the track and then started going to try and mess with these guys? And sure enough, that's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, just straight up cut a good 10 seconds of track and then just jumped right in front of the lead guys. That's
But he is out
not
now.
something.
He has caught the black flag.
Yeah, After a good Moto 1 for him for the most part, it's sad to see that fall apart for him and him to take that kind of action.
Definitely must be frustrated with one of those guys, but gotta do better than that. Looks like he doesn't want to be racing our last round. See if he learns from his mistake after having to miss the next round and comes out for the MX season swinging without any bullshit.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Jesse,
Jesse.
Oh,
Yeah.
the number 1 plate.
yeah.
Yeah, the reigning.
This is our first championship, but we ran a preseason, and whoever won that race got number 1. And he won the
Oh,
preseason
gotcha.
round.
So someone who has winning speed resorting to that.
Yeah, he won last week.
That's sad to see.
Blake is not. He's still right there, not far back, but he's back there a ways. But
Yeah.
man,
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
third is just. They left third back there.
Yep, Colin is about 20 seconds down, but they've been holding strong too. Ever since they've gotten about that gap, they've been pretty much staying there too. So these like 3rd and 4th guys, Colin and Chubbs, are still running the same pace as Neff and Blake out front. They just were too far out of it already.
Blake is actually starting to knock out some time on Jeff, I think, or Neff. I think he was stuck behind a couple of lappers there, and took another second or so off that gap.
W Lapper from Corrupts there. Love to see it.
See, another second knocked off that gap. Blake really trying to make this last little section push, trying to catch up.
It's almost like he rides consistent and saves it, because I see him do stuff like this a lot. Like he just, the last few laps, he just comes alive and picks off positions if he's a little bit further out, or he might close the gap if he's second. This is not the first time I've seen that happen late in the moto from him.
Today has been an absolute, like, just masterclass from Neff, though.
Yeah, clinic from Chubbs in the first moto, and now a clinic from Neff in the second one.
This is how you flip a championship on its head as well, coming in down 17, and as it stands, flipping it with the points lead.
But he's showing off why why people are liking his suspension that he's been making lately.
And something happened to Blake. He just lost 5 seconds on the gap.
Trying to push that hard, must have had a fall.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, we are on the final lap around here, so we're gonna focus up on our race leader Neff. See if he can hold on to this thing and take this moto win, and overall as well, while taking the red plate away tonight.
Just keeping it nice and smooth for this last half of the lap. A couple of lappers coming up. Hopefully they stay out of the way. You can tell Neff's kind of easing it up, knowing that he's kind of on that home stretch.
Oh, and he goes down.
Oh, no.
This is not what he needs.
Oh, but that 8-second gap is still there. There's Blake right there.
Makes you wonder if Neff's got some
far.
cuts, because it shouldn't be 8 anymore.
Oh, gotta wait for that next timing gate to hit.
Yep.
Oh, or the finish.
Yep, and Neff takes the Moto 2 victory here. Blake, valiant effort in second, but not quite enough. Colin in third. Had actually closed a good amount of ground on Blake and Neff there. He was 21 seconds back with 2 to go. Chubbs in fourth. So Chubbs with the 1-4, Neff with the 2-1. Colin with the 3-3. Was probably going to be our overall right there.
Chapstick rounds out that top 5 with Willie in 6th.
Go ahead and keep calling that. I'm going to pee real quick.
Here comes Rye Guy coming in to fill in 7th. Braxton's going to take home 8th here in Moto 2. We got Schooley coming in, filling in the 9th spot. And then we do have a little bit of a battle here between Eggman and Tyrone here to try to take that 10th position. Let's see who's going to get it coming around this final corner. Eggman's going to get 10th, and Tyrone's going to finish up in 11th. Enrico, who was up there in the top 10 at one point battling out, he's going to find himself back in 12th as the last man on the lead lap. So there we go.
Actually, it looks like Hinks is still on the lead lap. It might say a lap down, but he didn't physically get past, so he's still going to manage to get across in 13th.